Welcome to the Americana Bistro Grill Christmas Special. I'm your host, Roberto Alvarez-Galloso, serving you the best in Americana music. And right now, in spite of all the problems, we are enjoying our Christmas season because Christmas has no limits. In fact, Christmas is celebrated every day when we give our hearts and souls to others without asking for anything in return. I have one of my favorite stars, one of my favorite artists from the Keys. All of the artists that I have in the Keys are my favorites. Adrienne Z is one of them. Brian is another one of favorites. And there have been other more that have been favorites of mine in the Keys. But Adrienne Z is one of the greatest exponents of Americana music in the Florida Keys. And she recorded a Christmas single. Let me make sure that I got the title right, because I'm here, there, and everywhere. It's called On Christmas Day, right?
You got that right.
Great. What inspired you to record? I know you've done other Christmas singles like Christmas in Key West, and what inspired you to do On Christmas Day?
Well, I recently got into a new relationship, and I'm also learning about how to write songs for film and TV, and there's a lot of TV Christmas films and movies, you know what I mean? And I grew up with a Hanukkah bush myself, so my family, practiced. Unfortunately, my phone is at 10%. Hopefully, this will work okay. So we had a Hanukkah bush, and we were one of the few people who celebrated Hanukkah in my town, and I always loved just the festivity of it all, and the lights and the Christmas trees, and just the whole, all the animated, Frosty the Snowman, all that stuff. I loved it all, and I'm like a kid at heart, really, to be honest. And so I was just like, I wanted to write a Christmas song because I love the idea of writing, these happy, possibly having a song that could be a love song, in the films that are, because it was like during COVID that I started it, and think about how many people, maybe weren't sure if they were going to be with their loved ones, during the holidays for one reason or another. I just didn't really know, but that was like the spirit of what caused the song to happen, wanting to be with someone special, that maybe you weren't really sure you were going to get to be with during the holidays.
Yeah, and we're glad we were glad that you wrote it, because I listened to it and I loved it, just like I loved Christmas in the Keys. I was imagining myself with my wife Marilia in Duval Street, just walking in Duval Street, and even going to the Hotel La Concha, or even going to the Denny's, or all the other places that they have in the Keys, like Mallory Square. I just imagine myself, just with On Christmas Day, I imagine myself in Key West. And one of the things I have missed from COVID is being able to be in Key Largo and Key West and all the Florida Keys, to be with which is my second family. After all. Yeah,
I know it's been a hard time for so many people, and being it's being isolated like this. And on the one hand, I try to look for the good in situations, even when they're grim, because what else can you do? It's better than moaning about it, right?
Right.
It's better about how we can grow as a society given a situation like this. That's how I like to look at things, even in my own life, and so that we just get the most out of the situation rather than not to say that I want any of this to happen. Of course not. You know what I mean? Just the best I can regarding the situation, and putting good energy out there anyway.
Yeah. My idea of good energy was, well, I do miss the Keys. I still do. I'm gonna go there in the future. But the best thing I did was I'm trying to help all of my fellow artists, the people that I love in the arts, to make sure that they have their music promoted, because everyone is essential, including the artists. And I wanted to make sure that you were all essential. I even tried, I shouldn't be saying this, because if you do a good charity, you shouldn't be publicizing it. But I've even helped other artists like the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians, which I'm challenging people to use this Christmas season to help the Health Alliance of Austin Musicians so that the Austin musicians can get the health care that they need and without any of the complications of what has been going on in healthcare. And also I helped the Nebraska Farm Bureau because they've been going through a lot during the COVID years, the COVID months.
Yeah, I mean, this has been hard on so many industries. There's going to be a long road to recovery, but I really think if people wear their masks and have respect for the fact that there might be people who would be harmed if they didn't. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Wear your mask. It's not a hard thing to do, I don't understand all of the questions in that regard. And I think that there's a lot of misinformation out there, which is very scary. I recently watched a video. It's actually a movie on Netflix called, oh my gosh, The Social Dilemma. It's called The Social Dilemma. Mm-hmm. And I'm only mentioning this live with you because it's an eye-opening movie. I suggest you check it out. You're not going to believe it, but it's really interesting. It's put together by all the people who were put together, the main people that put together all the major platforms like Google and Pinterest and Facebook and who on. And but anyway, this is about a happy interview. We're supposed to have a happy interview here, and I'm.
Don't worry. The thing is, we get the good out of this. We have to have a happy medium. Everyone has to come together, and we're trying to have us come together as a nation, regardless. Yeah. I want us to come together as a nation, regardless of whether you have the policy of mask or not. I do wear one when I do have to wear them, but I'm not even 6 feet from anybody. I'm like 14 feet. So that's another issue. But we're not going to talk about that. I just want to talk about the fact that I wanted to use COVID as a way of unifying people of different opinions. I wanted to unify artists. I even wanted to get new artists on the air. In fact, I managed to help many artists get their music promoted at a time when nobody wanted to promote music. In fact, you're from Massachusetts. I have some good news from Massachusetts. Last week, I interviewed a duo from Western Massachusetts called Pioneer Valley. Pioneer Valley, they're young people. Let me see. Pioneer Valley reminds me of they remind me of three people. First, they remind me of Bob Dylan because of the way they sing. They also remind me of the Smothers Brothers because they have that witty humor. And last but not least, they also reminded me of Peter Tork of the Monkees, because we have to remember that Peter Tork was not just of the Monkees fame. Peter Tork was also a folk singer and a folk songwriter in his own right. And many people have overlooked what he has recorded for folk music.
You're just a serious music lover, aren't you, Roberto?
Of course.
You're like beyond appreciative of musicians, and I want you to know how much I appreciate that. I'm looking at my picture in the little screen here. I'm thinking, oh, my nose looks like it's really big.
Adrienne, never think of yourself as having a big nose or a small nose or anything. You're very beautiful. You're very beautiful, not just the outside, but you're in the inside, because you're also very social conscious. And we have to have also social conscience with the art as well. In other words, we cannot isolate ourselves from reality. At the same time, we have to have a happy face, and we have to appreciate our music, the true Americana music. And that's why I recommend, if you ever go to YouTube, you recommended me a film from Netflix, I recommend you go to Pioneer Valley, the YouTube.
Okay.
Great duo. I have not recovered from them. As I said, imagine Peter Tork, Bob Dylan, and also the Smothers Brothers all in one, with a dash of Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh, that's cool. So people can, I would love it if people would know that I've got a YouTube channel. It's Adrienne's Music. And I don't know if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, but I just put up a lyric video. It's a gorgeous lyric video of my song On Christmas Day. And I have all my social media handle is Adrienne Z Music, pretty much. my website's Adrienne Music or Adrienne Z Music because I have that URL as well. But my YouTube channel is Adrienne's Music, and it's with an S instead of a Z. But I need to figure out how to go in there and fix that and switch that up. But right now it's Adrienne's Music.
Don't worry. These things can get really fixed up. But as I said, I subscribe to your channel. I've subscribed to everything ever since we first interviewed in the Key Largo Original Song Festival. Because again,
cool.
The important thing is the music, and you're one of the greatest exponents of Americana music of all realms: folk, pop, rock, you name it, you have it. And
thank you.
And the music.
Don't do rap yet.
And the music is going to be the main unifier. My thing is not to promote myself. I don't need the promotion. I don't want to promote myself. My thing is that you, the artists, get the publicity. That's why we've had the Americana Bistro Grill on AMI radio. And then after Robert Herman passed away, I managed to maintain the Americana Bistro Grill. Because this isn't about a program. This is about rescuing our musical heritage. And in addition to rescuing our musical heritage, promote it. And even make new songs from such musical heritages.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you appreciating musicians, and I really do. It's so appreciate that you want to get the word out. That's really awesome. I'm not quite sure how much more of a thing I have as far as my battery on my phone. I try to charge it longer, but
don't worry,
it's a bit on the low side.
Don't worry, my battery is almost out too, because I'm like here, there, and everywhere. So I wanted to thank you for this short interview, and for me, it's always a pleasure and honor. You are always welcome. Also, if you see Brian, he's also welcome too. Everyone in Key West are also welcome. We have to unite as a nation. And the way we could do it is with music. We don't need the sound bites from everybody, nor do we need sound bites from politicians. It's the musicians, for me, that represent the true America.
I agree.
And it's the U.S. citizens themselves that represent the true America. Everything else is everything else. And I wish you the best on Christmas Day. I'm listening to it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I hope one day.
I'm having a special show this Sunday, a Zoom show, and I don't know if you knew about it, but if you want me to share with you the information about it, let me know, and I'll send you a link if you want to be a part of it.
Send me the information. I'm going to try to be a part of it, but I have one terrible relationship with Zoom. I have to learn it.
Oh, well, it's pretty easy. I think that you get a link, and you can, even if it's on your phone, you can just use internet audio. Mm-hmm. You know, it's something. It's basically just you just follow the prompts and everything, I think.
Yeah. When I do master Zoom, I'm going to be changing from Instagram and Facebook to Zoom, because many people have been saying convert to Zoom. The thing is, every time I've tried to convert to Zoom, it's become like whoa. But I'm going to convert it because I'm not going to be staying behind in the technology.
Well, this is just a way to join somebody's conference or somebody's show. I mean, you know, that's all it is. You know? I
know, but it's just don't worry. I also master technology, and I'm going to master it. So it's never. Awesome. There's never too late for anything. After all, we master everything. There's no limit in what you could learn.
True, especially if you just try it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's harder than it really is, and then you just start learning it. And you're like, oh, it's not that hard. It just takes getting over the fear of it.
Yeah. I'll tell Brian that I still wear his mask. And Adrienne, if you do have a mask, I will gladly wear it in one of my shows or even in the market.
Okay.
If you ever make a mask, remind me, and then I'll be gladly when I wear a mask, it has to be the artists also. That's the other reason. When I wear a mask, it has to be promoting the artists like Brian, or I even promote Gleewood. Or if you have an Adrienne Z mask, I'll go for it.
All right, it's funny. I haven't ordered any, but I'll consider it.
So, my best wishes, and to all my public, peace in, peace out, and peace everywhere. And in the words of Laura Marie, be love. Thank you.